Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Zoku Owarimonogatari episode. Whoa! 4 it should be there, right? It's not 3. Holy heck. My mistake. Well, you will see the number 4 now for this discussion. But if you follow the links that are down here, that will lead you to my reaction itself, you will realize I wrote the 3 there. So, I realized it too late now. So, if you want to see it, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot pods with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, this episode was good, right? We got some new face. It made sense. It's cool to bring in a new character, and I really like it that we finally meet her, because Gaintoi was mentioned more neither quite often, as far as unless I'm wrong now, because I'm pretty sure she's the mother of Kombaru. So she was always mentioned as being important and powerful as well. And if I get it right, her father, the father of Kombaru, the husband of Toei, if that's pronounced correctly, did see her in a well in the water when he was a kid. So he did see a face there and said, "That's the love of my life, that's the wife I want to have," right? So, and when he met her later on, that's it. So you could guess that maybe, just maybe, she looked into a well in this world and saw the husband? Just guessing? I don't know. I mean, if it's like a mirror effect from both sides, why not? We will see. So, Aragi once again has a good first meeting with a female, as he always have, it seems. I'm not sure what this general talking about the moon in the water is. The idea of that it is just a reflection, it's not the moon itself, sure. I can see that. But I guess it is about the fact that it is still beautiful and it has influence. I mean, the water in our world reacts to the moon, right? The tide and everything. So maybe that's what it is about. And the effect that one specific female human had on Aragi in this episode was breathtaking. I mean, they did it pretty cool, and you could see it growing with each minute. The effect of him kind of doubting that he's worthy of being in her presence, questioning what he's doing, and feeling like he should always end his life or do something like that very drastic to prove he's worthy or to remove his unworthiness. So that's an interesting idea. And to state that Shinobu is just a human is kind of questionable there. So her glory, the effect of her being impressive due to who she is and where she's from, is heightened in a massive amount. So I guess it's kind of, she is powerful as well in this world, just a different version. And she can make people die as well, like she does as a vampire in the other world that we know. So it's still fitting. However, she's living in a golden palace there forever, right? So one has to question the fact that she's 600 years old as well. So how does she do that if she's not a vampire? But I think that's not what the story is about. However, it brings in the discussion of being so, well, kind of dangerous to everyone else, that you have to live alone, that you have to live hidden away from the public eye. That's a sad life. I mean, that's clearly something, I don't know. How was she able to live so long? And then we now learned that the Aragi of this world is her patron. Which is interesting as well, and brought this question in here, which I really liked, because it was this: how does this character sum up how does this work, how does it add up. There seems to be like misconceptions or things that do not fit on the first view. So how can someone be so creepy, like a plunderer of panties, and on the other hand be kind of beloved by all of them, and be a patron and seem to be a positive person? That does not seem to fit on the first view. But then, that's what a character is. I mean, if you take more neither every human being, none is easy to judge or to understand. There is not like the priest or the paladin who you can say he will act like exactly that and has no doubts, no second thoughts, not a dark side, and so on. We are all a mix of different ideas, opinions, and behaviors. So all of that makes him. So the questionable sides and the very positive sides sum up to a character that is Aragi. And seeing Aragi, the one that we know, he is kind of the same. He did a lot of questionable stuff as well, and if you remember the series of the past, the seasons, right? How he reacted to stuff, what he is thinking about very often, but then he does positive things. He has a genuinely good heart. So it's a mix, like he is himself. So the question why they call him Devil Boy or Devil Brother, even if they do not know vampires, so I guess it's one of his effects in this world. And this is what this series, this episode specifically was about. The fact that the Aragi that we know has a negative influence on this world, on this plane of existence. In many ways, he is the outsider now. So if it would be in his world and the other Aragi would appear, this one would be the foreigner, the problem, the one that comes from outside and causes chaos. So even without wanting it, it is the thing about demons, as example, that they are known, or at least as far as I know, are from another plane of existence, and just their presence in our plane causes problems because they have, like, you could say, like a very negative energy level compared to our world. So they absorb life. They have to absorb life, possibly even to stay here. So not that Aragi is doing that, but he is causing changes, and you can see it, that everyone around him is starting to behave differently and weird, and is already starting to struggle, especially Sodachi Euler. You could see that she was gripping her head and having problems by now. Ononoki already did change for him very much towards the version he knows. So the question is, how far can you go with that? How much power and influence does Aragi has there? Because it is a complete world. And I like the fact that Ononoki reflected that. So she said, it's mainly because you're not willing to adapt. You're not willing to change. You don't want to stay here. You want to go back, and you state everything is wrong. You are right. Everything around you is wrong. And the that she used the symbolism, the idea of an exchange student who knows that he or she will go back home and thus does not really adapt to the other place, is very, very fitting. You can go even further. It's not only about exchange students. You can see that for people who come to work in different countries for a specific amount of time, that they never really settle there. They do tend to have like their own quarters where they're living with others of their country. They have their own shops, their own cultural festivals, which is all cool and nice because it gives every nation, every civilization more to see and to experience. But they do never really completely blend in or merge. You know, doesn't mean they have to change. It is about merging with others. But if you know that your time there is for, let's say, just 1 year, because then your work will be done and you go back to your home country. There are not many who are then like trying to really merge with the others, because they know it's just a bit of time. You know, it's like vacation. If you're on vacation, just check and watch around you if you're on a vacation outside of your country, let's say really far away, and see if you do really adapt to the society you visit, or is the hotel you're staying in having people talking your language? Is the food adapted to what you like and are feeling like is normal food, right? And not local food? And stuff like that. So I can see that when I think about my vacations in the past, especially with family, there is a tendency to have, at least before you go on the vacation, you check for, do they have like standards that we are used to? And there you could simply say, why should they? Are we visiting this country? Or in this case, is Aragi visiting this sphere of existence? Well, he's not doing it on purpose, but in the end, he does not want to blend in, not completely. So thus he starts to change everything around him. And if he does not stop that, it's a question, will he rip like a hole in this universe? Will the universe start to strike back to remove the parasite that is causing illness and sickness in the world? Something like that. If he would be in the other world that we know, the specialists would hunt him, because he is someone from outside who's causing problems. So it's kind of surprising that nothing like that has popped up yet, because I guess maybe there are like specialists in this world as well. We will see. Right now, it can be solved by bringing him back, and that's the thing. He wants to go back, so that is a possible solution. They did not tell him about what Aragi is like in this world, and I guess there's a reason for that. And we have Onunoki distracting Kambaru. So, I guess she just took her and jumped away some hours, so it will just take time. I can only guess. The fact that Gaintoe did, as it seemed, not realize what was going on is a bit surprising. But then, seeing that the Rainy Devil is there, possibly that's what's always happening. She running after people and causing mayhem. So I look forward. Next episode we will meet this new character completely, and what she is about, what she thinks of the situation. Just hoping that there will be a conversation and not just her drowning Aragi in the pool, which is an option, just saying. And if so, what would happen? What would happen if he dies there, right? So I look forward to that, because it is a new character, although it is now this character on the reverse side, so we cannot really say what she will be like in the normal world. I kind of hope that we would see some older characters, like I already mentioned Kaiki. That would have been nice to see him again. Or Yozoru, or the sister of Gaintoe, as example. I mean, those are very influential and powerful, so they might have helped as well, if they did not try to kill Aragi. As I said, some specialists. The option exists. We will see. Good episode. It leads further and brings the story forward. So let's see where we are going with it. That's it from me this time. I enjoyed it, as always. I hope you did as well. So I will see you the next time. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.